Hello everyone and welcome back to my beginner's guide for crafting 1 to 70 and then 100 million gil. Since last time I've been just doing the same things to level up as previous videos. Look at this Grand Company handing. It's starred and I made the HQ. Look at the experience. And I also have the server buff for XP, the road to 60 buff. Boom, almost one entire level just from one handing. One tip when you're making your Grand Company handings, make an extra copy to sell, because most of the time people are lazy to craft their own Grand Company handings, so they just buy it off the market board no matter how expensive it is. So my tip is make an extra copy and put it on the market board and you will be surprised. Look at all the level gains. Alright guys, let me start by showing you the level 35 macro crafted as level 30. Well, I'm 31 but I have tested it as 30 and it works, so don't worry. For gear I have NQ gear, the Velveteen set. Most of it I got from the crafter quests and some of it I crafted. The tools are level 28. Which I got from the Weaver quests, glass quests, and the silver accessories which I crafted from my goldsmith as I go through my recipes. Cross-class abilities are the same as last video, so let me show you the macro. Now, while I provide you these macros, let me tell you that if I were you, I wouldn't use these macros, because if you craft manually you have way more chance to HQ. And HQing stuff allows you to make more gil on the way. Putting HQ stuff on the market board, HQ always sells for better, unless it's glamour piece. So unless you just don't care about gil and just wanna level fast, don't use these macros, just craft manually, because you have more control of your procs and stuff like that. When you get a good condition, you do like tricks of the trade to get 20 CP back. You can't do that in macro efficiently. Or when you get excellent, you do a standard touch for maximum quality gain. So keep stuff like that in mind before you use macro. But I'm just providing you anyway for those. And let me show you some stuff that I have sold while I was leveling. Look at this. This is my sale history of my first retainer. I've been selling some quite good stuff while gathering and crafting. When crafting these things and gathering. So as you do that you get some income, as you can see I have. Let's check my second retainer. She has sold silver ore, velveteen dress shoes for almost 25k, which is nice. That's only NQ and she sold it for 19k. So yeah, you can make so much gil while leveling up, going through every recipe. That's another 165k to my fund, nice. So I'm just gonna keep doing that while I go through recipes, I sell stuff. And she has third retainer, I've made 180k selling stuff. These 3 colored carp, you know when I told you get extra copies of Grand Company handings? Look at this. I needed 3 of this fish for Grand Company handing, but I thought why not get 3 extra to sell. So, and look at that, they are sold quite nicely. So keep those things in mind. We're already 600k. The next thing I want to mention is adventure squadrons. So once you reach the Grand Company rank, which is the second lieutenant, you will unlock squadrons. What squadrons are they? Just your soldiers that do missions for you and bring stuff back for you depending on their stats and stuff. So you come to your Grand Company. I just unlocked the squadron, so it tells me to it tells me to do challenge logs. Once I complete certain challenge logs, I will unlock another soldier that I can add to my team, and then I can send them to missions. So once you unlock squadrons, just do missions. Once you unlock squadrons, just do challenge logs, and you will eventually unlock one soldier. You initially get 3 soldiers, so you just need 1 more from challenge log, and you have 4. You need 4 to start doing training and missions. So you do missions and training to level them up, and once they reach level 40, once they do the level 40 missions, they will unlock certain type of missions that bring buffs back. They bring XP buffs for crafters, XP buffs for gatherers, spirit bond buffs, and etc. So I just completed the challenge log and I get the message, a new recruit has arrived. New enlistment papers in the barracks. That means you get a new soldier once you complete challenge logs, and you get that message. Once the new recruitment arrives, just go back here, check here, and you can hire them. You can check their stats and decide if you want to recruit them or not, or dismiss. Keep in mind, as of right now, I'm recording this, it's 10 days away from patch 4.1. In patch 4.1, we will be able to take these squadrons into a few dungeons in the game, command them into the dungeons. So we'll see what that brings. So once you have all your 4 recruitments, you talk to the guy, mission deployment. Right now that's the only mission we have. There are attributes for squadrons: physical, mental, and tactical. If you meet all the attributes for the mission will 100% succeed. If not, then it's dependent on RNG. Right now we have all the required stats, so the mission will 100% succeed. But as we go up higher levels, it will require higher stats. And to change these type of abilities, the attributes, you will do training. But we will take a look at training too later. For now, let's do this mission. It takes 18 hours, 18 real life hours to complete. Let's take a look at leaves. For crafter leaves, there are 2 types. One of them is like you hand in 3 times, and one is handing in 1 item only. Let's try this one that we hand in only 1. Of course, handing in HQ will grant you double the rewards. As you can see, it's a lot of experience per leaf that way for the 1 single hand in. Now let's try the one where we hand in 3 items. And if you see the little card on the right hand side upper corner, that card determines which type of leaf it is. So you can recognize the type of leaf if it's 3 hand-ins or 1 hand-in by the card. The 3 hand-ins have that, like this one that you are currently seeing. Let's see. You need to hand in 5 leathers 3 times for this type of leaf. Now that comes the question, which type of leaf is best to do? There are advantages to both. The advantage of the 3 hand-ins is that you get more XP per allowance, because you only get 6 leaves per 24 hours per day. So if you do the 3 hand-ins, you get more XP per leaf. So if you have a lot of time to play the game, then I recommend doing this. But if you don't have much time to play, then do the single one. It's quick and you spend your allowances quick and you get some fast experience. So the disadvantage of the single hand-in is that you don't get much XP out of your leaves. But if you don't have much time to play the game, it's better to do those than not doing anything else in the game. As for gatherer leaves, the best type is the one with this specific card I'm looking at right now. The evaluation type of leaves. You can assign how much difficult the leaf will be. The more difficulty you give it, the more experience and gear you will get. So we're gonna do +4, the recommended level. And what's good about these evaluation type of leaves is that once you reach the best thing about these evaluation type of leaves is if you reach the evaluation goal. If I reach, as you can see in the duty list, if I reach 286 evaluation, I will get 5% the XP reward, 5% increase. That's why these type of gatherer leaves are the best ones to do. But if you don't have gear, as you can see, it can be really hard to reach the evaluation. So before you do leaves, be sure to have your gear be updated to your level, which I don't have. I forgot to mention, this card you see also is the evaluation type of leaf. The difference is you only have 4 nodes to work with instead of 8. The other one had 8 nodes to work with. And I just updated my gear a little bit to my level, and my gathering rate increased a little bit, which will help a lot. So this type is it's a bit harder to reach the evaluation for 25% because you only have 4 nodes to work with, but do this and the other one, focus on those only. Also, sometimes you don't get the evaluation leaves. You only have 2 choices of leaves. Sometimes none of them are the evaluation. So you just have to do that leaf to rotate the evaluation back into the 2 options. Well, just look at that. Okay, so upgrading my gear, I managed to reach the 320 evaluation for the 25% bonus. Let's see what it looks like XP wise. Just to give you a perspective. Rocks for brains. Not this one. Well, look at that. With a 25% bonus. Boom. Alright, so the mission is done. Level up. Wow, they gained 5 levels. And then the next thing is that you can do training. There are different types of training. You can do 3 trainings per day. Each takes 1 hour, real life hour. So depending on which stats you want, different missions require different type of stats. It require you to be higher in different of the stats. So you just do the training accordingly. For now, I'm just gonna train for comprehensive, so not gonna be focused on any stats for now. So I'm just interested in gaining levels for now. We will get more into the stats later. Once you reach level 30 with any crafter class, you can come here in Ulda, do this quest called Gone to Pieces. You can unlock desynthesis. What desynthesis is you break down items to get the core materials back, some of the materials back. I have guides of how to level up desynthesis for Weaver and Goldsmith so far. And I'm gonna be working on a Blacksmith guide as well with this character soon. So I will link the guides in the video description so you can check them out. So yeah, I recommend leveling up desynthesis in Weaver, Leatherworker and Goldsmith. Those three are my recommendation. Which desynth is the best, it depends on the patch. Right now those three are the best, but it might change in the future, but usually those three are the best. Okay, so before I end this part, I just want to show you a few of the Exile Quest crafts. Now for the Mordona ones, you can't use cross-class abilities, so you have to do it without. For this specific one, I'm gonna show you how I do it. I use Culinarian for the Steady Hand 2. But once you reach Carpenter 50, I prefer that for Byragot's Blessing, but for now I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, Inner Quiet, Steady Hand 2. Do one basic synthesis. At level 40, is gonna need two basic synthesis to finish the craft. Then I do basic touches. Okay, two basic touches, and then Great Strides, Standard Touch, Refresh Steady Hand 2, do one Hasty Touch, and then Great Strides, another Standard Touch. Actually, it's better to do the Hasty Touch before the first Great Strides. But let's see, we got 58%, not HQ. Let's try again. So as you can see, it's not always you can't always 100% it, but this is the best way I can do it for now. It's gonna become way easier once we hit Carpenter 50, and that should be really soon. Next part I will be 50 for next part. Right now my Carpenter is 48. If you don't have the XP buff that I have, you should be around 40 by now. Alright, let's try this craft again. So, Inner Quiet, Steady Hand 2, Basic Synthesis. Now let's do the Hasty Touch right now. And then you do two basic touches. Refresh Steady Hand 2. Then Great Strides, Standard Touch, Great Strides, Standard Touch. And then another basic synthesis. So you get around 68%. It might be easier for you if you have higher gear, but for now I just have the level 30 set. So yeah. These other ones are a little bit easier. You only need one basic touch to finish it. So what I do is Inner Quiet, then I do Great Strides, then Steady Hand 2, then I do Standard Touch, Great Stride, Standard Touch, Great Stride, Standard Touch, and then one basic touch, basic synthesis to finish it. Now this basic synthesis is 90%, so it can fail, but if it fails, whatever. So you get an idea of how I craft these things. I'm gonna also show you the Querthas ones, the highest of the Exile quests. Alright, so the Querthas ones are a little bit more tricky, so I recommend using some CP food. Just find the cheapest CP food you can find, and let's try it. So this one requires more progress, so I need one standard synthesis. Then what I'm gonna do is do Great Strides and then Basic Touch. Just gonna keep repeating that. And then Refresh Steady Hand 2. One more Basic Touch. Then Great Strides, standard touch. I have one more touch actually. Okay, so I have two touch before that. Okay. Okay, that didn't go as planned, so let's try it again. Inner quiet, steady hand 2. Let's do one standard synthesis, 2 basic touches, then great strides standard touch, refresh steady hand 2, one more touch, basic touch, then great strides standard touch, then basic synthesis. If you have more good condition on your touch, you get more quality, but that's the best I can do with this gear. This gear is really low. That's about the best I can do. Let's do another one. This one is a different facility, so you don't need the old facility, so be sure to click it off so you don't have that handicap. You can click off the facilities. It's not this one, it's this one. Okay, this one is a bit easier. It just requires more synthesis, but the quality part is easy. So just do great strides, standard touch. Yeah, as you can see, that one is really easy. So yeah, that one, that's the only hard one, and you eventually HQ it. Once we learn Byra God's Blessing, it's gonna become way easier as well, so don't worry about that one. And level 50 Carpenter, yes, finally! Oh my god, Byra God's Blessing, there we go. Increases quality, inner quiet effect ends upon use. 100% efficiency plus the 20% for each bonus to control granted by inner quiet. So as your inner quiet stacks increase, Byra God's Blessing becomes stronger. It is such an insanely overpowered ability. But we're gonna use that in the next part. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.